gut doesn't lie. Listen to it. Your gut will not lie to you. Listen to it. It is another episode of Buri's Debrief, where I break down career stories, hair business stories, alumni stories, baking and entertainment. It was down deep in my gut. This microbiology path was not for me. So how was I to change it? Story time. After a whole year at the University of Boya studying microbiology, a choice that was made for me, remember from this video, I thought to myself, I can't just let someone whose job is really just to place students or who works at the administration in university to decide the path my life was going to take. So when that year all wrapped up, I went home. It was time for summer break again and another enrollment of new students into the university. Sitting at home, pondering on this whole major that I didn't really like, I thought to myself, it's time to make a change. I have to do what I think is right for me. I didn't tell my parents, I didn't tell anybody. When it was time to apply again, when students started applying to go to the university, I simply walked down the street to our commercial area, Commercial Avenue in Bamenda, went to this particular location where the forms are usually deposited. I had some cash on me, and this is where it gets very important. I know kids these days just spend money, and when you have money, make sure you keep it. Times like this will arise. Fortunately, I had some money with me. I went and I paid my registration fee. I think it was probably about 21,000 CFA francs. I paid and I wrote on my application form this time, all the disciplines were under social sciences because I had made a vow to myself, I have to get into social sciences. So my first choice again was accounting. Second choice this time I put banking and finance, and the last choice was management. Dropped my phone off and went my way. The list got published. I went there, definitely trembling, not sure what was going to happen. And behold, my name was under banking and finance. God be praised. I was super, super excited. I came home and shared the news. I told my dad, you know what, I'm going to start afresh. My name has been published under banking and finance, and I think that that's the path I really want to follow. Well, he saw how convinced I was, and he didn't, deter me. I'm thankful for that. So the next year rolled by, and I went in to study banking and finance. I met at least two other girls who were with me in sciences, but in other disciplines who had equally switched. So I didn't feel alone. And at the university level, you really don't feel like you're repeating a class, because you get to meet so many other people who come from so many different backgrounds, people who have been working already and they're coming back to get a degree. So you don't feel, it's not like you're repeating a class like in high school where you really feel like I'm behind. So to anyone who is battling a particular decision or looking for a change, please hop on and make that change. It is for your own good. First year as a social sciences student was perfect. First of all, my mindset. Remember, I was in this mood now where I feel like I am in the place where I have decided for myself. That already was a good feeling. Then I met other people who had were like-minded, who wanted to study the same social sciences, the business maths, the accounting, the finance, and all that. So it was really going well. Guess what happened to your girl? First semester in banking and finance, hooray, I was first in my class. That was a lot of validation, and that was a feeling that took me through the next 3 years. I was super, super happy to have been able to challenge myself and prove to myself that this is really what I wanted to do. University life can be very interesting. There was this particular course I remember, ECN 203, ECN 203. That was business maths. We had taken a CA, continuous assessment, in that course, and when the lecturer came to hand over our papers, He called out the names, gave people's papers, gave comments and all that. He held onto my paper. My paper was the last paper to be released. And he said, this is one student who apparently knows why she is here. When you hear those words, I mean, coming from a background where I felt completely lost in microbiology, and behold, I don't know if you remember the course I told you about, Boat 201, I definitely failed that course. I failed that course and I didn't like it, I failed it. But here I was now doing what I wanted and I was excelling. A pivot is usually very hard to do. That switch, it takes a lot of guts. It has to come from within you. I know it is tough. I'm saying this to someone who is stuck in something they really don't feel comfortable in. I'm giving you encouragement. I am urging you to make that switch. If you are in the university, you are a student just leaving high school, you're not sure what you're supposed to be doing and something feels off. If something feels off, there is something that is off. Find your path. Why did I make that switch? First, it was retaliation. I wasn't going to let somebody that I didn't even know in this whole wide world decide the path I was going to take. I don't know how microbiology, that is still a mystery to me, but I wasn't going to let someone, somewhere, just decide what path I was going to take. The second reason, I was very convinced, and there's a lot of conviction in me. I wanted to work with numbers and make meaning out of numbers. We are in a world where so many things can happen. Life has different seasons. You could be in a season now where you really know deep within you need to make a change. Please make that change. No one cares but you. Take the driver's seat in your own life and make choices that work for you. It is never late to make a switch. At 40, people are making career changes. At 50, they're taking new jobs. At 60, people are going to school. It is never too late. I will tell you more about this story in my next episode of Boris Debrief. Please stay tuned and follow for more. Lots of more stuff to come on this channel. Bye.